I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Yes, I threw the y'all in there. Welcome back to Pop Country Talk. We're so excited because today we have a very special guest in with us, Miss Jesse Lynn Madera. She's in the studio, or what we would call our studios, our home studios. Sure, we'll go with that. And we are talking all about Noah Cyrus's new song and Backstreet Boys. We brought them up last week. We're bringing them back up this week. They're eyeing a Christmas album. Guys, I'm excited. Kenny Chesney hit number one. Tons of stuff to talk about. And of course, my name's Candice Cruz. I'm joined with our panel. We've got Jesse Lynn Madera.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
And then we have the wonderful Matt Marr up there waving in the corner.
Hello, sugars. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here, Jesse.
Thanks for having me.
The one and only Ally Nasta.
Hello.
Yeah, girl. Well, I'm super excited for today's episode. Are we ready to do it?
Let's dive in.
Yeah.
Let's go. Dive in, dump in.
Let's just, dive in, jump in, all of that good stuff. Hey guys, Ally Nasta here, and I want to introduce our lovely guest today, Jesse Lynn Madera. First of all, how are you doing? And you're in Nashville right now, so there's a little bit of a time difference there. What time is it for you?
It's about 8:00 something.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Girl, are you tired?
8:22.
Did you just get your kids to bed? Are you exhausted?
I am tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a good tired. The kids are still awake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Girl.
How has that been with quarantine? I know some nights, I have a niece and a nephew that are young, and it's sometimes hard because the schedule's all off. Like, how are you guys adjusting to everything?
We're in the jungle.
Yeah.
The jungle, baby.
Well,
Yeah, I really appreciate parents that are saying, like on social media, I hate homeschooling. This is not going well. Like I appreciate when people are being authentic and just saying, this is rough. This is why we have music and new albums like yours to listen to.
yes.
Yeah. We were, I guess, sort of lucky because his school here in Nashville, he's in the Metro Public schooling system here in Nashville, and they did not make any strong demands of us. So I really appreciate them. We've gotten to kind of get a taste for like maybe a Waldorf sort of education.
We'll go with that.
we went bike riding yesterday, and my son wasn't paying attention, and he kind of like went up a hill and then went down the hill, and that was physics.
Yeah, true.
There
You're
you
giving
go.
them real life
What goes
lessons.
up comes down.
You know? I mean, well, I give all the parents out there so much kudos for doing everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything that you have to do for them on top of releasing a new album. I'm sure it's just been so crazy for you, but what has it been like releasing Fortunes that came out on the 24th during quarantine? What has this experience been like?
You know, I almost held it back and didn't put it out. But then I thought now is the time that we need new stuff. We need to have new music and new growth. And I'm really loving having put it out. Actually, I haven't been able to like go out and play the way that I was hoping to. You know, I was hoping to be able to go out and do a tour or be playing gigs at least locally. But I worked so hard. I worked so hard on this album, and it is my baby, and I'm happy to see it out in the world, and I'm really proud of it. I think it came out beautifully, and you know, timing and location. I don't know what to say.
No, I mean, it's definitely such a weird time, but I think you're right. Like right now we're clinging to music more than we ever have before. And like you just mentioned, I think sometimes people forget how much effort goes into not only like making an album, but what happened before that and kind of how you've come about with those songs. So I kind of wanted to ask you, how long did this recent album take from the stages of writing and then to now, which was April 24th when you released it?
Well, the oldest song on the album is the first song, Dante, and that I started writing probably maybe 8 or 9 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I was working with a producer in Brooklyn. I see your shirt, right?
Look, there you go.
And I guess you could say it's sort of like a Me Too song that, for a Me Too moment that happened before the movement. And that song was sort of it was kind of just sitting there. And I wrote a bunch of other songs, but that one had this, I think these songs kind of have like an otherworldly type feel to them. And I needed to wait until this song had like friends to be. And I don't know, this album has really been a long time in the making. A couple of the songs, the 2 duets, were for a duet project I was working on I was going to name it Belle and the Claytons. And that I was trying to work with like a different man for each song. So I'd hear a voice that I loved and I'd write a song for him. And then I just had to hope that he had like the same work ethic as me and a schedule that that was workable. And it just like, I ended up taking those duets and instead of using them for that, put them with this, and the rest just kind of like, okay, now we're in this sort of fairyland. Let's write some more songs that go in and take us off into the next dimension with the rest.
I think they definitely do. I mean, listening to your music, it kind of put me in a specific mood. Like I was like, wow, like, you know how some music can kind of take you away from the moment. And I think I was just kind of running around busy. And then I just kind of started listening to your music. And it kind of gave me that other dimension feel where it soothed my soul. And I think that you have such a like your voice is so pure and amazing. So you definitely have done that as a fan of your music. I think that it definitely has captured that. But I mean, how beautiful that you've been working so hard for all these songs and for it to finally come out is just so exciting. But you should be so proud. I mean, this album is awesome.
I second that.
Thanks.
Of course.
Yeah. It does have energy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I just,
Go ahead.
There's like a presence and there's an energy about it. I'm very big on like, you know, there's great songs. There's so many amazing songs on the radio, but when you find like those gems that just kind of like ground you, like Ally was saying, I definitely feel like that's something that people need right now. So kudos for you releasing it now because it is something that will, I think, touch a lot of people.
Yeah.
Thanks, Candice. Thanks, Ally.
I feel like to me, it's kind of haunting and nostalgic album to me. There's a nostalgia to it. And I think that's kind of what we're all saying, that it makes you stop and it makes you connect with the time of your past. And and it's a music, my undergrad is in music. So, but I studied opera. And so, but what I heard though was just the orchestrations, like there's so much strings in this album. And to me, it's just kind of, it almost reminded me of almost like cinematic country, or it reminded me of like Rufus Wainwright, like his Poses album, or like Tori Amos Goes Country.
No,
that makes sense.
I love it. Thank you. I really dig that cinematic country. I might have to write that down.
I think you should patent that cinematic country. My goodness.
Take it. And I wanted to ask too. So Sentimental actually is my favorite song on the album, and that is your duet. I loved it. It's your duet with Joel Taylor. By the way, y'all, look him up because he's cute. He married, but he's cute.
Listen, he's married. You already said that word.
Candice, he's dark haired. He's from Australia. You would be in heaven.
And he's very sweet, and he's a great cook.
Stop it. Ooh. You didn't need to add those in because now it's like insult to injury. He's married. I can't. I'm just kidding.
And he's married.
If you just say down under, Karen, this is into it. Wait, I didn't mean that the way it sounded. You know what I mean? Australia. I mean Australia. But I did want to ask though, because you are a singer-songwriter. And so as an active part, like when you do, it's interesting you brought up your past two album of writing duets. When you do write duets, is it you write it, or when you bring on someone to collaborate and sing with you, if they're a songwriter, do you invite them to write as well? Or for instance, I want to know about Sentimental because it's my favorite, but how did that collaboration go?
Well, I wrote this, I write all the songs, and it's not that I'm closed off to collaboration. I just, I get kind of on a roll, you know. It's like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, oh my God, a song, you know, turn into this like mad scientist, a song. And I go and I write it all out. For some reason, that's the way I generally do it. But the story of Sentimental, so that everything in there is real. The pillowcase.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom. It was like a green. Remember that? I guess they still sell those jersey sheets. Those like extra soft T-shirt.
Yeah.
So that pillowcase was off the bed of my first love. And when I went to college for a year in North Carolina, he signed the pillowcase and sent it with me. And even after we broke up, I had the pillowcase, and that's kind of where the song started. I still have the pillowcase, I still have your pillowcase, the one you signed for me to take. And it's like, why do I have this? You know? And it's like, you pick it up and you try to I would pick up the pillowcase and try to think about like how I felt. And I don't know, it's like I guess the song is kind of about being a glutton for punishment in a way. I don't know if you picked up on that.
Yeah, I did.
Song, it says time heals, and then he says it steals.
Girl, you write good lyrics.
Thank you.
Dude. But it's funny, I listened to that song, I was like, this is an album. I'm just going to sum up this album for everybody right now. I'm going to just own it. This is an album. You put like a scarf over your lamp and have some wine too, because you're going to go there.
I mean, I'll go down to the liquor store and grab a bottle of wine and let's go. We'll just listen to the whole album again.
Yeah. I mean, this album is amazing. And let's not forget, there are some other songs that she has before this album. I have to say, Holy Water and Amsterdam are some of my favorites too from your past songs that you
thanks.
You're welcome. I had to mention that before we move on. But yeah, I mean, I think your music is just so, it's different. It's something that I feel like I haven't heard in a while. Like Matt was saying, it's kind of nostalgic. So, I mean,
there's really like hardly a digital sound on the whole album. So there's there is a nostalgic sound, just in the way that we're dealing with real instruments the whole time, you know?
Well, one last question before we moved on to the next topic. We have to ask, if you could collab with anybody in country music, who would that dream artist be? Jason
Isbell. Does he count for country?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He's in the Americana. In like country.
Well, I feel like if that was your first instinct with no hesitation, let's just go with that.
For me, he is country.
Yeah. Well, then there you go. That's country.
Like, what's more country than that song "Last of My Kind"?
Not quite sure.
Oh my gosh. Am I the last of my kind? He's talking about moving to the city. And
yeah.
Can't see the stars for the neon lights. And
yes.
Where did this like the simple kindness of humans that kind of like, I don't know. I was born in Parkersburg, West Virginia. So I grew up around just these people that were just really like, they'll do anything for you. They will do anything. I mean, just the kindest people you can possibly imagine. And I grew up and I've lived in several different cities, and I feel like everywhere I go, I'm trying to recreate that, you know, and like I'll try to make these families out of my friends. And I'm always trying to go back to that picnic table, shucking corn and stringing beans and simple, kind, easy Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss
Yeah.
those times.
Oh,
I
that's so
remember-
beautiful. Now I'm all choked up. I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe that's just your spirit, isn't it? Because you did it. I mean, I remember sitting with my grandpa Pete right now, just popping peas right now on the 4th of
yes.
July to
Green
eat
beans.
green beans. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sit
Did
over a
y'all
pot and you just
eat, did you feed the squirrels the like my grandpa would get these big bags of boiled peanuts
no.
and we'd sit in the garage and he'd make friends with all the squirrels, you
Oh,
know?
I love that.
Yeah. it was
That should
cute.
go on one of your songs right there.
Yeah.
That should
That
be
is
maybe
a song.
I
That
love
is
it.
a song.
We used to ride our bikes and find honeysuckles and eat the honeysuckles.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've got honeysuckles in my backyard.
See?
Oh.
It's great to
I
be back
couldn't
in the
believe
South,
it.
right?
Say that again?
It's great to be back in the South, right?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Meanwhile, all of us are here in LA and we're working with AfterBuzz. So Matt, tell us more about AfterBuzz.
Sorry, I got in the moment. I was thinking my
I
grandpa and my grandma Hazel. I was just in a place. I forgot. Anyway, y'all, we appreciate if you're listening to the podcast right now or if you're watching on YouTube. Either way, there's both ways you can enjoy the AfterBuzz TV. We are Pop Country Talk is new, and the best way that you can help support this show, y'all, is to share it, hit that little subscribe button. If you're listening to the podcast, we'd love it if you leave a 5-star review and just keep talking, y'all, or whatever. Put something in there, helps bump us up. And honestly, share this on your social media. It's a big deal. Helps us get the word out. It helps us a mission that the three of us have are not only talking about like kind of what's the top 5 things that's happening in the news, but kind of we like being, especially Ally and Candice, they're like detectives. They like searching out new artists that are doing new albums like Jesse Lynn. So with you sharing it just helps us share our curiosity, our country curiosity. So we appreciate that so much.
And all the alliterations, I'm writing these down now.
Matt Marr, it's in my name, Matt Marr. And so anyway,
Candice Cruz.
I know, there you go. We also want to remind you that if you're listening, I don't know, if you're drunk right now thinking, why am I listening to the country show? I didn't expect to. You usually listen to Black Twitter, Latino digital channels. We got all that too. It all makes sense. And so be sure, not only we subscribe to AfterBuzz, check out all of our other reality shows. We are recapping basically anything and everything because we are the ESPN of TV talk, y'all. We appreciate you so much. All right.
Amen.
There we go.
Well, guys, go ahead and download Jesse's new album, Fortunes. I'm going to give you a second. Okay, go download it. And now I would like you to also head over to Jimmy Allen on iTunes Music. Okay, he just came out with a song. This is with Noah Cyrus.
Oh,
okay.
Obsessed.
First of all, I'd like to say something is that I feel like Jimmy Allen needs more credit and we need to hear his name way more than we do because his music is so good. And I think it was Stagecoach last year I saw him and he had one of there's the main stage and then they put smaller stages in the middle of that. So then it creates a bigger crowd so you can kind of stand around it. And he had this captivating way of connecting with the audience. And a lot of the people there didn't know him yet. And so just the way that he was interacting, and he's just a natural born performer, and you can tell by that. So I'm just a huge fan overall. And you might know him from his previous songs, Best Shot and Make Me Want To, from his album Mercy that was released in 2018. But I feel like Best
Mercury.
Shot, did I say Mercury? What did I say?
Mercy.
Oh, sorry.
Close enough.
Mercury in 2018. No, but he is so amazing. And you guys are you guys huge fans of his past album?
I actually found him today when you shared it with him.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm obsessed.
He needs more recognition because Best Shot that came out, which it's one of those songs that I'm sure if you hear it now, you'd be like, oh, of course I know that song.
Yeah.
But I feel like we need more of that from him. And This Is Us with Noah Cyrus is just so amazing. You need to add that to your summer playlist. But he's got such an interesting background too. So he is one that really chased his dreams. I was reading about him today, and he was actually on American Idol season 10 with Scotty McCreery, who he ended up being friends with. And he didn't make it past, I think it was like the voting stages. He didn't get that far. And then he also auditioned for America's Got Talent, but he didn't make it past prelims. And then he kept, working at it. He then signed with Broken Bow Records' sister label, Stony Creek Records. And then obviously he got his music out there, and Best Shot went to #1 on the Billboard Airplay charts and remained there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So,
That's awesome.
So it's just kind of, it just goes to show. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Candice.
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, going back to like those shows, specifically with American Idol and America's Got Talent, it's so hard now because there's so many people, they're all good, obviously, right? But like, I feel that there's so many amazing artists that don't make it through the cracks.
Yeah.
That have to take another path. And clearly that was with him. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just not, the show is not your arena because it's such a like specific niche to be on that show,
Agreed, 100%. And that just goes to show that he went on 2 shows and like it didn't work for him, but he kept working at it. And I find that so admirable because there's so many people out there trying to chase their dreams. And what I think there's a saying, it's like you've got to hear like 100 no's to that one yes, or something along those lines. But I just think he is a testament to that. And he's an amazing artist. And I'm glad that he is collaborating with people like Noah, because an entirely new genre of fans are going to get to know who he is and really maybe go back to that Mercury album where they might have not known about. So like I say to all these artists that I talk about, I'm excited for some new music, and one can only hope that more music is coming out shortly. So go listen to Mercury on repeat.
Have you heard of him, Jesse?
I say that again.
Have you heard of him before? I had neither, honestly.
I hadn't, no, but I'm really interested now. And it just, I always think like these competitive music shows, competitive music, it takes something that's really visceral and makes it cerebral. And it's not natural, I mean, we have playlists. I have, thousands and thousands of artists in my on my phone, and I don't rate them, I don't go, today. It's like, no, I love this song and I love this song. And this person might be a classically wonderful singer, and this song or this person might not have the best voice, but they write lyrics that just like set me on fire, I don't know. Saying like this person is the best, and then you put all these wonderful talented people that have all these dreams, you put them into this they put themselves in the situation, but you get them in these in a group, and they're working their asses off. Can I say asses? I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Asses off. And I don't know. I don't.
Well, we have to remember that at the end of the day, and I mean, I love watching these shows. This year specifically, American Idol has upped their game. But I do think that we have to remember that it is a show and that they're trying to make a product and do something that's easily consumable for the masses. Like it's not necessarily the cerebral artists that always come out on top, because sometimes that isn't the right timing or the right audience. So I think we have to remember that, like, I think Jimmy is definitely a testament to those who want to perform, that's not necessarily the end all be all. Like you can get told a ton that like you're not good enough to be on this show, but like, look at what he's doing instead.
Yeah.
I was Philip Phillips won American Idol.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
So happy.
Also the name. I mean, how could you forget Philip Phillips? Like, why did they do that?
Well, also, I just want to point out that I love that someone who's not only being celebrated, but also chart-wise is being celebrated.
Yeah.
Somebody a person of color in country music.
Thank you.
I think that I grew up a little gay kid who liked to sing in Oklahoma. And honestly, I think I probably would have pursued country music, but I knew I was gay, and I knew that genre of music wasn't going to accept me, especially because I look young, Jesse, because I wear skin cream, but this bitch is 40. So this was in the 80s. So in the 80s, and so I love though that now that young people of a more diverse, thank goodness to obviously people like Casey Musgraves and other artists that are bringing in diversity into country music, that younger people, I'm incredibly excited about 10 years from now. I think country's going to be much more female driven, even more diverse, and it's going to be a really cool sound coming from country.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I mean, look at obviously I love all these songs, but I mean, this is another thing, like Matt, our top 3 releases this
Oh,
week
thank you. Sorry,
are all
again,
men,
I forget to
which is
introduce my
fine.
stuff, Jesse, because I keep getting in our conversation. Anyway, yes. So we're going to talk about the top 3 releases on the iTunes country charts this week. At I'm changing it up, y'all, because normally I start with number 1. I'm like, that's the one. Why? We're not doing that. We're going to start from 3, y'all. So number 3 is One of Them Girls by Lee Brice. Do we know this song, y'all?
Yes.
I listened to all of them today. Yep.
Number 2 is Travis Denning coming in at number 2 at After a Few. Don't get me started on After a Few. And then, I mean, personally. And then number 1, this video scene now is from the kind of the king of summer in country, Kenny Chesney.
Yes.
This is not the video for a song. It's an old video because there's not a video yet, but his song Happy Does, which if you haven't heard this song, it makes you feel like you're on a beach, like you're drinking a margarita. Kind of places none of us can be right now. And I think that's why it's probably number 1, because we want to have this.
You can walk on a beach. Just make sure you have your mask on.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he's Mr. Key West, Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And it made me, like, speaking of nostalgia, when I was listening to it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm back in like my college years, back on the beach, like enjoying spring break with like a drink in my hand. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what it felt like when I was listening to it.
You know what's something that's so kind of strange about the country music genre? As I feel like there aren't, sometimes, when you listen to other genres, there's certain types of songs that make it to the top 3 and you don't necessarily like all of them. I feel like country music, I always like all of the top songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably a weird thing to say, but I just think I recognized that recently now that we're really highlighting the top 3 and other artists. There's very few songs that I'm like, I don't understand it,
Yeah.
That's very true.
You're on the right show, Ally. You're on the right show.
Country talk.
Yeah, you're on the right show, girl. So speaking of pop country,
throwing in
Jesse,
some pop.
I'm going to keep calling you Jesse Lynn. Do people call you, what's your mama call you, Jesse or Jesse Lynn?
My mom, it depends on what she wants me for, but I guess a lot of my family calls me Jessica, but sometimes they'll call me Jesse Lynn. Yeah.
Well,
it's a land of double names.
I know. I love saying it. Reminds me of home. We're going to talk. So last week we talked a little bit about, so I don't know if you've heard of, but Baylee Littrell, who's one of the members of the Backstreet Boys, he has a son, and I totally am blanking on his son's, it's Byron. No, Baylee. Baylee Littrell is we talked about his hit last week. He's 16. He has a hit called Boxes. Girl, it makes you feel old because he looks just like his father. He's like a mini me, but a country artist. They live in Nashville. So they're there with you.
Oh, cool.
So it made us talk about the Backstreet Boys. And I'm really glad because I found out some things about the Backstreet Boys we're going to talk about today. So this is our special segment, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And so kind of for yesterday, I just thought a little statistic that really shocked me is that, did you know, so I knew that the Backstreet Boys were popular, obviously. They've sold more albums than NSYNC. So whether camp you're on, they've sold 100 million worldwide records. They are, according to Billboard, the best-selling boy band of all time and one of the world's best-selling musical artists.
Wow.
Well, also they did come back and NSYNC didn't, so we'll leave it at that.
Well, but even before that. And also they're the first group since Led Zeppelin to have their first 10 albums reach the top 10 on the Billboard 200.
Wow.
The fact that they have over 10 albums. 10 albums?
They've been around a long time. Yeah, get ready. It's a lot. So that's kind of what I was talking about with as far as Backstreet Boys of yesterday. Now today, I sent this to y'all in a text. I don't know if you have it because I didn't know this, but y'all, I'm saying it today. It happened like 6 months ago, so it's practically today. But did you know AJ McLean put out country music?
Yes. You know, when you said that to me, I think I had forgot that he did and then remembered after you said that to me today.
Did you know that, Jesse Lynn?
No, I had no.
Yes,
I didn't know.
So I don't think all of them, but a lot of them have, they live all in Nashville now. So girl, you're just go to the mall when you can. You're gonna see the Backstreet Boys or Walmart,
just go to
Costco,
Auburn
I don't
Mills
know.
Mall.
Yeah, and so
with my phone, I'll just, you know, on the down low, try to catch it.
And then just text it to us.
Yes, and so AJ has talked about how being in Nashville has totally changed his musical vibe and really has put a country influence on his music. And he came out with this song, A Boy and a Man. It's this great video. It's it's like, if you wouldn't know he was a Backstreet Boy, I'm telling you, you would think this was Blake Shelton or it's so
he does
country.
Have that richness.
He does. He kind of has this almost like this young Willie Nelson gravel to his voice. It's like actually, and I have it here, but it reminded me a little bit of Jesse, your other duet, You Win with the Sullen Eyes with John Hawkes. His voice is kind of like that.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. So very masculine.
Yes. Very By the way, John Hawkes has he's fantastic. That song is so great. Jesse.
I agree. Thank you. I think he did such a great job. His voice is it's like leather. It's like old fashioned cowboy.
You got the glass of bourbon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And smoky feel on the leather.
Yes. And that is the way AJ sounds. It's such a good song. And not only, if you even listen to go back and listen to some of the newest Backstreet Boy, like their latest song, which the video is playing, No Place, totally has this kind of, it is a pop country song. If you listen to you, oh my gosh, the Backstreet Boys are playing country music. What the heck happened?
I mean, they did a collab. They've done a couple of collabs with country music. I even threw in the Florida Georgia Line and Backstreet Boys video as well.
Yes, that was great. I remember that.
Yeah.
So anyway, y'all, and so now with Baylee, I thought that was really cool. And then as far as tomorrow, again, these guys, they never need money. Their tour, which had to get paused early, $100 million, one of the best-selling tours in the world.
Wow.
And they just celebrated on 420. Make your jokes, but on 420 they celebrated 27 years in music. And so this was an article of AJ again talking in Us Weekly. And so they're saying kind of with what's happening now with things being put on hold because they stopped the tour. And he said two things. First of all, he said,
when did they come out?
When did what?
Backstreet Boys. They didn't come out 27 years ago, did they?
That's what I was just thinking.
That's what we just said.
I know, but I was not 2 when the Backstreet Boys came out. They came out when I was like 10.
No, but I think maybe that's when they became streamlined.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
What was
mind blown.
Hit?
Sorry, say that again.
What was their first big hit?
Backstreet's back. All right.
Of course.
I think it was.
Was it?
Everybody?
Guys, I'm going to Wikipedia this, and sometimes it's not accurate, but we're going to do it ananyway. Y'all continue.
No, were they done it that way too, or was that in sync?
Well, it's interesting, Jesse. You just brought a kind of something I wanted to ask y'all. I wanted to ask everybody, what is your favorite Backstreet Boys song? And I have to say, mine is Everybody, because I remember it came out in 1997 because I was in high school, and I remember Keven was like a monster and they were dancing and he was shirtless.
Yes.
And it was like a sexual awakening.
93.
I'm muted. That We've Got It Going On was their first big hit back in 1995.
And they were streamlined, which they joined, like they formed the group in Orlando in 93.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So their first song, I guess, came out in 95, but they started the group in 93.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's so funny it's just crazy. Like we're old. Oh my gosh. I think everybody has to be my favorite song just because the beginning instrumentals of that song bring me so much nostalgia. It's like if you hear the instrumentals, you're like, this song's coming on. It gives you so much hype and excitement. Yeah. Have you guys ever done the 90s Power Hour on YouTube?
No.
Okay, so you've got plenty of time. Your homework for tonight is to just watch, even if you're not drinking, 90s Power Hour is so much fun. And it's all like the nostalgia music from the 90s. So they just do like small snippets. And it's obviously an hour. So, but it's super fun. But Backstreet Boys, like their music, when it starts coming on, it's just like the best feeling in the world. It's like,
I'm doing that tonight.
Yeah. The best news. I'm just waiting for Matt to drop this one though, because I'm going to.
So AJ also said they said two things. I didn't put this in, but he said he said at this point, since they're on hold, they might as well wait for the 30th anniversary and go back to Vegas. So he said it now, Backstreet Boys want to go back to Vegas. And more importantly, he said, quote, with things being put on hold, we can finally start to talk about doing a Christmas album.
Yay!
Yeah, he said
the same thing.
I mean, that's exciting news.
I love Christmas. He said nothing's official though, so y'all don't come at AfterBuzz and be like, you said it. No, nothing's official yet, but it's becoming a more serious conversation because obviously all of them have studios in their homes, so they can record all their parts separately until they can be one again.
Wow,
that's great.
I want it. I'm going to manifest the heck out of that because
there you have it. There you have it. All right, Candice, take us home.
Listen, the next time we're going to be out in the world is going to be Christmas time, but I digress. But I'm going to take you on a social media report, guys, because again, I guess because we're all in quarantine, there's a lot happening. People are just making stuff left and right. But first of all, Sarah Evans released a new album in quarantine. Did anybody know about this? She released a new one on May 15th, and it's through her own label. And it's her first studio album to consist entirely of covers of hit songs by other artists, which is fascinating because I don't think we've ever had a mainstream artist that's already very well established, has a fan base, like relatively like notariable, all of that. And she does a cover album. Majority of the times you see cover albums with people that are up and coming, and they will use the covers to kind of like push them a little bit more, you know what I mean? And add their own flair and edge and sound. But she has an entire new album that's called Copy That.
Great name.
I know, right? And so CMT actually did a little thing with her where they did Copycat and did different spinoffs of that. But Copy That is the name of the new album. And so on Instagram, we posted, there's a really cool photo of her. Matt, I feel like you would know who she's paying homage to. I just can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. But if you click on that link, let me know who you think she's paying homage.
I will. You know, one of my very favorite albums ever actually is Mandy Moore's Coverage, where she did the same thing. And so
I like that title too.
Oh, I love Mandy Moore. I mean,
I didn't realize that she did a cover album. And I love it.
It is such a great album. I'm gonna click on this link and see what Sarah.
Let me know who it is, because I know she, like in the photo, she's paying like homage to someone specific, and it cannot. It's like.
Is it Dolly?
It might be early.
Oh, she's singing "If I Can't Have You." That is, who sings that song? You know that song, "If I Can't Have You, I Don't Want Nobody, Baby."
If I can't have you.
But that's the Yvonne. I don't know who she, because I will totally listen to that.
No, Yvonne.
Yes. Oh, Jesse, your lighting changed and you're back.
The whole thing, all of it changed.
I lost my my service. Something was going on with my internet. I don't know.
No, that's okay. That is okay.
But I love the photo with the wicker chair, like the big chairs that everybody took photos with in the 80s and the 70s.
Yeah.
And it was just great. And also, we are doing, so obviously there's so much going on in the world. And we've been, paying honor to those that are serving the front lines and our medical workers. And so Feed the Frontline via CMT will be on tomorrow. And they're going to be doing a live stream breakfast at 10/9 Central. And it's to support those on the front lines of COVID-19. And there's a photo here that we're showing that's CMT and showing some of the artists that will be performing. We got Jordan Davis, Rita Wilson, Scotty McCreery, Brett Young, Billy Ray Cyrus, Ingrid Andress. Am I saying her last name right? We'll go with it. I think I'm saying it right. But yeah, so they're going to be doing that and doing a live stream Wednesday morning for those stars. So I thought that was really cool. Also, guys, have you all gotten into TikTok yet?
No,
I scroll it, but I haven't done a video yet.
Jesse, what about you? Have you done any videos?
I haven't done it. I've watched a lot of them.
Well, there's a ton of celebrities that are popping on there and doing it. So I would suggest you should totally get on there yourself. But this one is hilarious and left me rolling. So Lena Bryant literally scared the bejesus out of Luke Bryant.
Oh,
and
this one's funny.
You have to watch it. Like, I hope that Bree's playing this right now for you guys. But basically, she climbed up. We'll describe it while it's playing. But she climbed up into the cabinet, like above the refrigerator, and he was opening up the refrigerator looking for something, and she pops out, and literally he throws his can and like freaks out. And I was like, this is where you really see what people are like in their homes during quarantine. People are going nuts. Crazy. Time to start playing some pranks. And she caught it, and it was brilliant.
I saw that. It was really good.
I mean, I kind of want to try it on my roommate. She's not watching this right now, so it's fine. We do have a cabinet that's high enough, but I'm not small enough. So I feel like she should probably prank me and do that. She could easily climb up there and do something.
I'm like looking at my cabinets and like, no, I don't think I can get any of those.
Oh, Ally, I'm sure you could probably like contort your body in some way.
Like, they actually had someone else that like lifted her up there, and I have to like crawl up there myself and just like wait for it to do it.
And watch she doesn't come for like 2 hours. And you're just like,
you might want to take some snacks and like a bottle of water.
I like me texting you guys. He hasn't come yet.
Record the whole thing.
How's it going, Ally? I'm still waiting.
Okay. Guys, I've been in here for 5 hours.
Oh, girl.
I need this to happen, guys. I really want it. Also, not only can we watch all of our favorite people on TikTok, you can now text a couple of them. You can text Keith Urban.
Yeah. Okay. So can we break this down for a second?
Yes.
Because I've watched a lot of artists say, oh, you can text me. I can respond to everybody. And I know that it has to do with like some sort of website to be able to curate data, whatever. But like, so they see what you're saying.
Yeah, of course. So like, instead of doing emails, like people are now starting to do phone numbers, and phone numbers are actually way more valuable than emails. Like if you go into the whole techie thing, like they actually cost more money to buy phone numbers from people than it is to buy emails now. But I've done this sign up for a couple different people where you text the number and you basically become part of this listserv. So they'll send out like all these updates and stuff via text message. You can text them. They probably won't text you back, but they easily could.
Texted Kathy Griffin back because I love her and I get texted. Did she text her? She didn't text me back.
Oh, well, listen.
But I'm still getting
some of them do sit through them and like go through them. I mean, people are bored right now. So I could see some celebrities just sitting there just texting.
I did see Zooey Deschanel has been doing these like live Instagrams and also posting them on her page. And she has like a segment where she just goes through her phone and just reads the text messages.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Jesse, would you ever do that? Would you ever do like a text for all your people?
Yeah, I guess so.
And she's like, maybe not. I don't know.
But you know, if things got out of hand, it's like
I know.
Like people would have your real number.
No, it's not your
real
number.
It's not your real number. I think it's like because like I think you can get like a Google number or something that like gets to your phone.
Yeah, it's just an email list through your phone. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I know we're running out of time, so I just want to run through these really, really quickly. But like I said, I think I mentioned this last week that the new normal with a lot of concerts is that they're actually doing drive-ins. And
Yes.
Keith Urban did a drive-in performance for Vanderbilt for frontline workers. So I thought that
I
that was
love that.
really, really cool that he did that. And I'm interested to see how many more artists will follow suit and like do full performances and do drive-in. Like it's just going to be a new kind of thing. I think it's fun. You know what I mean? Like it's something different. We're staying safe. We're being like reasonable. Like why not go see your favorite performer and sit in your
Yeah, why
car and be
not?
comfortable? Like, I
That's
don't have to
like
sit next to a
that's
Swiss
like
person. Sure.
tailgating, but better.
Exactly.
You
Gosh,
know?
guys, I like it. I like it.
They need to bring back drive-in movies too.
There are a couple of theaters. You should look and see which ones are open in your area because we have a couple out here in LA
I'm gonna
that
do
reopened.
Yeah, that you should do that.
The key
And you just tune it into your car radio, so it plays
Mhm.
your car radio.
Exactly. We're going back to simpler times, guys, and I'm excited about it. And last but not least, I'm just going to throw these in there really quickly. We don't really have time to finish it up, but Homecoming Queen went platinum. And
Wow.
she also celebrated 5 years from the release of The First Time. She did that today, like 6 hours ago. She posted she was celebrating 5 years. And then speaking of Noah Cyrus earlier, she released a music video for The End of Everything today. So that came out. And I feel like Noah easily fits within the pop country realm. Like I
Yeah.
love
Well, yeah, she was in
love
Jimmy
Noah.
Allen's song, and
Yeah, I'm obsessed with her and I love her
Yeah.
vocals and it's just so rich and powerful and like bluesy, smoky, mixed
yeah,
country and pop. It's just very cool. So, but guys,
definitely.
that pretty much wraps it up. I know that that was a speed round, but Jesse Lynn, thank you so much for coming on with us today. We loved having you.
You're a fun group. I love it.
Oh, thank you. And we wish you the best. We love your album. Please tell everyone where they can find you, where they can stream your music, what's coming up next for you.
Well, I'm on Spotify. You can download the music on all of the major music platforms, and I'm on Instagram. I love to post on Instagram. So,
And the album is Fortunes, y'all. The album
Yeah.
is Fortunes.
yeah,
And Jesse, what's your Instagram handle?
Jesse Lynn Madera.
Easy enough.
Easy, easy.
There are no I's anywhere in my name.
Okay.
Perfect.
No I
That's
in
easy.
Jesse, no I in Madera.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. And thank you guys so much for tuning in every single week. We love you. Make sure you're still commenting, liking, subscribing, all the things, and follow all of us on social media. We love having the conversation on here and off here with you guys. You can find me on all my social media at Candice Cruz. Matt, where can they find you?
They can find me at the Matt Marr, 2 T's, 2 R's on Instagram and Twitter.
And hey guys, Ally Nasta. Find me on Instagram at Ally Girl. And Jesse, thank you again so much. You're
Jesse,
amazing.
thank you so much.
Thank
Such
you for
a
being
feat,
here.
this
Love you.
album. Really, really
Yes.
fantastic. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.